Brother number 16. Welcome back. It's just 4 months.
Holy crap, it is.
4 months.
What in the world?
Yeah.
4 months of consistency is the way I best look at it. Maybe not all product all the way all the time, but 4 months of consistency.
Hey, we got chairs.
We do have chairs.
We got chairs, and yet again,
Thank you for buying shirts. Oh, they're nice.
another camera angle.
And a different camera angle. Yeah, we're always changing something up. Gotta make sure I'm situated this week.
Be a little more ladylike.
I know it. I'd like to apologize.
I hope I don't get in trouble for that.
for last week. If you know, you know. I've had.
Sorry, BK.
I told Dad. I said. I told Dad about it. He's like, "Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. I need to wear pants next time." That's as far as we're going in on that.
4 months in, and we're gonna have a dress code.
I know it. I'm gonna have to cross this way this week, hopefully, and hope nothing.
It's all right.
Oh goodness. 16 weeks of this. And 16 weeks of basically just going off the dome and not having a lot of stuff prepared.
Pretty much.
And we're kind of similar today, but I got a lot of experiences that happened I guess, in between last episode when we talked last Thursday or Friday.
I thought it was earlier. It might have been Friday.
I can't remember. What is today? Is today Friday night?
Today's Friday.
It's been a long week. Oh my gosh.
This week's been throwing me off.
Or did we do it Sunday? Saturday? I don't even know. What you been up to this week, though?
I've been getting back into the swing of employment.
Uh-oh.
That sucks. Had 3 weeks off, dude. I haven't been worth anything at work. I hope they're not paying me any more than like minimum wage right now.
But let's see. Today we had our state track meet final, and I'm glad it's over.
Yeah.
So, for the people that live in the area, we had the monsoon come in through Kentucky this morning around 6 o'clock, 6:30, and dogs were going crazy this morning. But that means they had to push back the track meet, and then it was thundering and stuff. And we get there and it's raining. We're trying to set up this tent. That's a whole nother issue I'll try not to go in too deep on because it made me so mad. Just the world.
Setting up a tent?
Yes. Because everyone just, when you got a job to do and everyone just looks at each other and doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And it's pouring the rain outside and everyone's just staring at each other.
It's like that at least 3 or 4 people here have set up a tent before.
And you tell people, it's like, hey, get on a corner, let's open this tent up.
Yeah.
And they all just sit there and stare at you. Multiple times.
Patience.
Same thing with VBS this week. Patience. Need a lot of it. I'm just going to go with the flow and hopefully everything goes all right. But positives, though. I got up and went to CrossFit this morning.
Nice.
At 5 o'clock. It was pretty fun. I've ripped my hand open deadlifting. That's not fun. But I like it, though. I've never really went to a gym class before. Besides doing the Murph. We did the Murph last week. Did we talk about that at all?
No, because we did the Murph
after the shoot.
After
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
But you go there, and it's just like I think there was about 10 of us there, and me, Ty, and Isaac, and Bryce were the people my age, and then like Bryce's dad, Bryce's uncle, Steven, and some other older guys were there, and Chris Flynn, the sheriff, he runs the gym, owns it, and he's now the soccer coach, girl soccer coach, and just kind of a leader in the community, and he's kind of running it, and it just seems like it's they've been having it there for over a year now.
Yeah.
That gym's been there over a year, and
I like what he's doing.
It seems neat. It seems like it's a good community.
Yeah.
It seems like, and there's multiple like different classes, and it was very friendly to come in there, considering what I mean by that is that any experience level could have walked in there and did the workout we did today. Because we went through the motions and taught the right form, and then got into it. And it just seemed like it was a very neat thing. And I'll probably have to go back on Monday. The only downside is it is 5 a.m, but there also are classes later on. But shout out Alliance Fitness, because we did in Irvin there across from the Twin, and give them a little love. But I thought it was just good community, and they welcomed us in for the Murph, and so I'll probably have to maybe make that a goal for this summer, a part of half marathon training.
Half marathon training, too.
We'll get into that here later.
That's
too.
Big time. I can't say enough good stuff about Alliance, and I always made fun of, like, or not made fun of, but like I always thought CrossFit was just like ridiculous because I only saw the people on like YouTube that did CrossFit, and all they did was like the weird pull-ups and like got hurt. So I was like, well, that's dumb. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna keep lifting in the weight room at school. But I think it's great. Getting out and moving is like whatever you're gonna do is good. Yeah, it's gonna beat. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, it's gonna beat sitting around and doing nothing. Mm-hmm.
I like the way Chris said it this morning. We were just kind of talking afterwards. It's like, yeah, it's just good because it always just keeps me physically ready for anything. Yeah, I mean, because you don't have to go in there and lift the heaviest or ego lift. It just keeps you physically ready for anything. And I thought that's a good way to look at things, just being physically ready or mentally ready, spiritually ready. Like, you just got to be ready for anything, and there's only one way to do that, and that's prepare for it. So
I think that's what most people need too. Like, not everybody needs to be like Cam Haines. Mm-hmm. Like, just be able to move around. Yeah. Play with your dogs, play with your kids. Yeah. Be able to get out.
Go do things. I just thought that was neat. This morning, just kind of that experience, and I think like if you make it 3 classes a week, I think that's what they kind of ask out of you. I get 3 classes a week. I guess you can go to every one. I really don't know how it works.
I thought you paid for like different levels.
Yeah, I think that's how it is. Like so if you pay, you get 3 classes a week, then. Or you can do an individual class. I don't know.
I thought you could do like a $30 a month or $30 a week, and you did one workout or one class.
I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have zero clue.
I want to do the jiu-jitsu there.
Yeah.
I'm scared that if I go, Trey Burns is going to be there because he wouldn't have any restraint, and he would probably break my leg. Just like
that is always kind of scary, but. They also do that there, and the football team's going to be lifting there this summer because, they got everything they need there because they're going to be blasting. I went to the Wigwam this morning at the school.
Really?
To build the new middle school. You not heard about that?
No.
They're building a new middle school this summer. Do you not know that? You know where they're going to build it? Right
Practice
up on that
field?
Right up there on that mountain where the old one's falling down on.
You're kidding. They're just going to build it like above the old middle school?
No, you know where
down and rebuild?
You know where the practice field is?
Yeah.
It's up behind that almost.
So
they're going to like kind of flatten it out a little bit more, I think. I don't know the logistics or nothing, but it's going to be up in that area on that slate mountain that's going to fall in 15 years. Then they're going to do it again.
I wonder if they had anybody survey the land, or if they were just like, let's try over here.
Yeah, might as well. There's nowhere else to put it. But anyways, that's why they had to get school out so early this year. And they're not starting back till like September is the plan.
Dang.
So they got a wide open summer. I think Estel's playing like 2 football games before school starts back.
Really? That's weird.
That's another thing I looked at. Estel's football schedule. They play 3 away games, or 2 away games, 5 home games in a row, then the rest away games.
Dude, it's going to suck to go back to away games after playing those 5 home games.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, what we want to talk about? The Murph? Let's talk about the Murph.
We can talk about the Murph. The Murph was challenging.
Let's hear your experience on it.
I was really nervous going into the Murph because I'm not in good shape, but I'm in all right shape. Like I can get out and run and it doesn't kill me, but
Yeah.
I'm not good at it like yourself. But it was, I thought I would be really outmatched, and I didn't think I was going to be able to finish it.
Really?
But I did finish.
What was your time on it?
It was 63 minutes.
Yeah.
I did the jumping pull-ups. That's the only crutch I gave myself.
I did too. Don't feel bad.
But I still like I felt like I was cheating it because I was getting through the pull-ups so fast.
Yeah.
And then there was like Ty and Isaac.
Them the
They
legit
started
ones.
their second mile after I did. And I was like, that is not fair. Like, that's just not right.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was fun. The squats were probably the hardest part, except for the second mile.
For those that don't know what the Murph is, what's the Murph?
The Murph is a 1 mile run followed by 300 squats, just bodyweight squats, 200 push-ups, 100 pull-ups, and then after you do all those reps, you do another 1 mile run. And gosh, we should have had this pre-prepared. I should have thought about it.
What are you looking at?
Sergeant Murphy, is that?
I don't know.
It's Sergeant Murphy.
I just had it pulled up because I was looking at Alliance's
I thought it
Facebook
was.
page. Murph is a CrossFit hero workout that stands as a testament to the endurance and legacy of U.S. Navy SEAL Lieutenant Michael P. Murphy, who died heroically in the line of duty in Afghanistan on June 28, 2005. So it's a thing a bunch of CrossFit gyms do across the nation, I guess.
Yeah.
And I felt last year I did it, and it was really hard last year for me. It was really hard. I think I did it in 58 minutes last year. This year I did it in 46 minutes. But I felt like I cheated it because I was doing the jumping pull-ups.
Jumping pull-ups, I know.
Because I can't do more than like 2 regular pull-ups without taking a monster break. And so I must be here to get the dogs. But yeah, I just felt like I was cheating it though. But I mean, I gave it everything I had and everything else. The squats went really easy this year. Last year the squats killed me.
Yeah.
But I was repping them out this year. I don't know what it was. I guess I was a little more, legs were a little bit more used to.
The muscles in your legs probably just have ridiculous endurance.
Probably.
Like, just don't get tired.
Yeah, I guess because I mean you feel them and they don't feel like they're that, like buff or anything or look that buff, but I guess they're just used to it. But
You get lots of volume.
yeah, I ran the first mile. My goal, I wanted to run the second mile. That's another thing that's been bothering me this week. I was wanting to run the second mile in under 6 minutes. I've never done that before. I've never ran a sub 6 mile. And so I did that the first mile I ran like 6:45, just kind of light and easy. Then I did the Murph. Oh, sorry. For me, light and easy. Okay. Sorry.
It's all good.
And for the Murph, I did the stuff. Then I was really gonna kill the second mile, just absolutely get after it. And I went to get after it, and my legs were not moving any faster than 6:45. Like they just weren't going any faster. So the second one I ran at like a 6:43. So I ran the pace. The pace was the same, but the effort was a lot harder on the second mile. But the pace was the same, which is interesting how that works, just because you're more fatigued and things. Another thing this week I was trying to do, I guess was actually yesterday, I was wanting to run Isaac Mullins. He's like, hey, let's meet up, let's go to town and run. I said, okay, that's fine, we'll do that. So I'm like, we'll run at the track, I'll run a mile with you, then I'm going to kill a second mile. I'm going to run a sub 6. And so I run that. I mean, with him, when I go with him, he runs kind of slower. So I ran the first 2.5 laps, kind of just like at his pace. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna use this lap as a warm up, as like a little jog, or keep that little slow pace. Then the fourth lap, I was going to speed up a little bit as a warm-up kind of slingshot into that real hard mile. And so I ran the first mile in like 10:33, and the second mile was 6:09. I was so mad. I wanted to get sub 6. I didn't do it because my second lap, or my third lap, I guess, the third lap on my second mile, I felt like I could have pushed harder, and I didn't because I was trying to save it for the last. And I was 9 seconds off. So I've done that twice now. I've ran two 6:09 miles, and I can't get under it.
You'll get there.
I think if I just go out and not do a mile before, but my whole thing is, you got to run 2 miles in a row. You ain't doing it right. So I think I might just go run a real hard mile, then do 2 miles afterwards one day, or just not warm up as
Do a mile
long, or whatever. I don't know. But if we're gonna start half marathon training here in a minute,
it's starting Monday.
You're starting Monday?
I guess I'm starting Monday. The actual, following that plan.
What plan did you use? What's it look like?
I was just going to use the one you sent me.
Really?
Yeah.
And cut it in half?
Yeah.
Do you have it written down?
No.
I'd write it down.
Write it down.
On a.
And track it.
Did you get a notebook yet?
No,
I haven't either. That's another thing I've been slacking on. I was listening to I've been slacking on listening to this week's podcast. I haven't even finished it. I'm about halfway through it. I just started it last night. Been slacking on that. I don't know. It's just, I need to get me a little notebook to start planning things out. Then if you want to run these together, do these runs together, I'm more than willing to. Whenever you want to do them. Time, because besides not this upcoming week, but next week I'll be out of town.
Yeah.
But any other, I'm down to do whatever. So
I'll let you know. Some of them are definitely going to be treadmill.
Yeah.
Just because, like tonight, I might run on the treadmill.
I hate a treadmill.
I hate it too, but if we get done here at 8:30,
yeah,
that's not going to happen. It's
Yeah.
already 7:52.
Yeah.
If we get done here at 9.
Little night off run on Mockingbird Lane never hurt nobody.
But to make our audience feel better, I ran a sub 10-minute mile.
There we go.
My first mile at the Murph, which I was really shocked by because I thought I wanted to run a sub 10, but realistically, I was if I run an 11, I'll probably do all right pace wise for the Murph, because I wanted to get as close to an hour as I could. I was surprised with a 63 or 62. I'm gonna say 63, but
Whatever it was.
whatever. And then my second mile, I don't even know. I didn't take my phone, dude. I felt like almost comparative to how you felt, or how you explained how you felt after your marathon. Just
dead.
shocked and lost.
Yeah.
I literally, because there was a car coming, but they were far enough that I could just run across the road and I'd be fine. And there was traffic the other way, but they were further. And I took off to run across the road, and I literally went, "Oh no!" And then I probably ran a 10th mile, and I had to walk. And I was like, "Okay, I've probably walked a 10th mile now. Let's run." And I was thinking my legs are feeling so much better now that I've walked a little bit. Let's get back at it, and let's just grind this out. Just grind it out. No. Ran probably a 10th mile and had to walk a 10th mile. But I got there. If I had to guess, it was a 15-minute, 16-minute mile. Got it done, though.
Yeah.
And like Chris said, the Murph is a Memorial Day challenge. And you're honoring fallen soldiers and that good stuff. So just getting out, and if you do a quarter Murph, getting out and doing something is something to be proud of, I think. So
I was just kind of thinking about it this morning. It's looking at some of the other people in there, and this is just really cool that there's so many different types of people that were in there this morning. They come from different backgrounds and just do different things. And they're all there with one goal of self-improvement for the most part. And I just think that's such a cool idea. It's such a good community builder. And I just feel like if you can get groups like that started in communities, good will happen, you know. And but it's also getting that group of good, not just in that one spot, but in other spots of the community also. And it's just kind of something I guess you kind of need to strive for, and just whatever. Like for us, you know, I feel like we've kind of built a decent little online community anyways with the TikToks and stuff. They get a lot of views comparatively to the actual podcasts and stuff. And shoot, most of the times the messages on the TikToks are more valuable than the podcast anyways. So more people are seeing them. But you just got to work on getting the image, or as you said last week, brand, you know, working that brand out in the community a little bit more. Because, you know, I've had kids either on the track team, I don't know if they're probably making fun of, it's like, or like you do something, it's like, yeah, you got to be good to your brother or something like that. But I mean, it is what it is. But it's interesting how that stuff goes and how names get out and about. It's like you see people out wearing your shirt. Like, what in the world?
It's weird.
Like, kid showed up to track practice wearing the shirt yesterday. I'm like, that's cool. But anyways.
Never thought I'd sell merch.
I know it. But everything good?
Oh yeah, we good.
All right.
Just
speaking of that, the Koros, you like it? Koros watch?
I got a Garmin.
I thought you got a Koros.
No, I got a Garmin.
Maybe that's just all the stuff I'm seeing on TikTok.
Maybe.
Do you like the Garmin?
I freaking love it. It made me so mad. I worked today in a very dirty place. I almost name dropped it, and you would have had to edit that out. But I worked in a very dirty place today, and I got so sad when I pulled up because I was like, I'm not going to have my steps today. I'm not going to have my body battery today. It's like, let me send this text.
It tracks your body battery?
Yeah. Hang on.
What's your percentages looking like normally? The Garmin body battery, what is it?
Garmin body battery. So you get, gosh, I'm geeking out so hard. So you get, it tracks your sleep. It uses your heart rate and your heart rate variability and probably other metrics.
Yeah.
And my dad's probably like shaking his head right now, thinking that
it's all made up.
My sleep information's being sent to the Chinese Communist Party or something. But like, so my body battery is at a 15.
Is that low?
Yeah, that's really low. So like 100 would be like full battery.
Yeah.
I'm at a 14 now.
Oh no.
But it takes account, like, you can look at so much stuff. I probably don't even know how to use it yet. But like I can look at my stress.
Your stress
so
levels?
Right now I'm low stress.
There you go.
And you can look back and you get graphs, and then you have an app on your phone. It sends all this information to your phone.
Yeah.
You get it there more in depth. Mm-hmm. And my runs, they automatically get uploaded to Nike Run Club and Strava. Mm-hmm. Don't even have to do anything. It's just tracked there. And
I need to follow you on Strava.
Like,
let me do that right now when I'm thinking about it. My stuff sometimes automatically uploads to Strava, but you know how Apple integrates with everything else. It's rough.
But yeah, there's and it gets your, gosh dang it, what's it called? Your VO2 max.
Yeah.
It gets your VO2 max after you've worn it for so long, and like my training status, I haven't worn it long enough for it to.
Oh, you gotta use it for a
report
week.
anything.
What's the FAIR stand for?
The what?
FAIR. It said FAIR.
That's VO2 max. So it's saying like my VO2 max is just
I'll add
FAIR.
you later. There's a lot of Jake Kirby's on Strava.
And I get notifications on it.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's always tracking your heart rate, and it tracks your calories burned and your your like BMR calories, so like the calories you burn just
Sitting
existing.
Around. Yeah. That's nice to know.
I love it so much.
That's
it's
cool.
like, yeah.
I feel like the Apple Watch is nice. The only thing I hate about it is the battery. It dies so fast. It dies every day.
So this was at 30% this morning,
Uh-huh.
and I hadn't charged it for like 5 days.
Yeah.
Not 5 days. I hadn't charged it in a few days, though.
Yeah.
Because I charged it when I got it, and that was it. And I only got it to like 70%.
Yeah.
And it was down to 30. And then I took a shower and charged it while I was showering before work. And then
Went to
it was
100.
at like 74%.
Oh, yeah.
So like you charge it for 30 minutes, an hour.
Mm-hmm.
If it's dead and you're full battery, and you're good for
Days.
like probably 2 weeks.
Yeah.
The GPS takes a lot out of it.
Yeah.
Whenever you do a run, though.
Yeah.
Like I think it says the battery lasts for 12 hours or something with the GPS. But just having it on, no GPS, you're good for a while.
Yeah.
But it's really cool, and it's a good way to manage and track activity.
Yeah. I feel like we need to get into something here. What
Let's
we want to
get
get
into
into?
something.
We want to get into our half marathon prep a little bit.
We can talk about the half marathon.
What's that
prep.
looking like? I want to hear your story about what made you want to sign up for this. I still haven't signed up, by the way. I need to.
You
But
spend that $70.
I'll do it.
It sucks. I hate paying to do it, but it's also cool because I'm going to get a shirt and all that good stuff. But Raina's always wanted to do a half, like an official half, because she might have ran 2 halves on her own.
Yeah.
But she's always wanted to do one, and I wanted to complete something this year that I didn't think I could complete. And last week we talked about goals. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't have that many goals that I can really talk about on the podcast. I've got some. Yeah, I've definitely got goals, but not all of them I want to
Throw out there
to the internet and the CCP. I don't know why.
What's your obsession with the Chinese today?
I don't know. I worked for the Japanese, and now I'm.
Make that a TikTok clip.
No. But yeah, I wanted to complete something this year that I didn't think I could do, and I got to thinking about it, and I was just like, I was trying to find a goal that I could work toward, and then Raina just said something about a half marathon one day.
Yeah.
I was like, why not?
Yeah.
Why not just do it? Because I'll always think about like how it would be cool to do. Mm-hmm. Why not just do it?
Yeah.
And I started looking around at local ones, and then like you have all the ones at Whitehall, but I can't imagine that's a fun.
You're running in circles for hours.
Yeah. So I went past that, and I looked around a couple different websites, and I fell onto I don't know what I just did. I fell onto the Somerset one. Mm-hmm. And me and Raina love Somerset. Have you ever been to Summer Nights Cruise? Mm-mm. We'll go this summer.
Okay.
I don't know when it starts, but it's like the second Thursday or something of every month. Mm-hmm. There's a car meet, or there's a car show.
Yeah.
And then they do the cruise.
Yeah.
On Saturday night. Everybody just like you think like how old people talk about River Drive.
Yeah,
back in the
Revive
day.
River Drive.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that. Everybody's like got cool cars, and people come out, and there's loud cars. There's all kinds of Mustangs every single time, and they all sound the same. No hate, but if you drive a 5-liter Mustang, I'm sorry, it's kind of basic. I don't have a Mustang, so I can't hate. But it's a really good time, and we've always gone with her parents. Not always both of her parents. It's usually her dad.
Yeah.
Because he's big into cars. But yeah, it's always been really fun, so I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
And it was right after my birthday, so be a birthday half marathon.
Half marathon.
Kinda.
That'd be fun. What's the date on 20th?
It's the 20th, yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm going to ask off for the day before and the day of. Well, definitely the day of.
Yeah.
But I think
Saturday?
I'm asking for the day. Yeah. It's a Saturday.
Okay. Good deal. So that's kind of how, when I signed up for my marathon, did it, I'm like, I kind of had the same mindset of like, you know how cool this would be if I actually did it? Like, it's like that's really cool if I actually signed up and did it. Then you look at the price, I'm like, do I want to do it? Then you're also like, come on, you'll make it back. You know,
Yeah.
That's what Noah Lutz always tells me. You'll make it back. It's fine. You'll make it back.
It scares me.
But yeah. So I mean, just that impulse decision of, I wouldn't say it's a bad impulse decision. Just that decision of like, let's do it.
There's a lot worse things you can do with your time and money.
Yeah. So let's look at this marathon. Let's look at this training plan. So we're going strictly off the one that I did, and we're just cutting it in half.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do.
Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Is that what Raina's going to do too?
Probably.
Probably.
She'll probably just do it with me.
Yeah, that'll be a lot nicer than actually training for a full marathon. Because I was looking at some of these, and like I remember it was like week 5, there's a 16-mile run on here. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's only 8. That's not bad at all. I can do 8. You know. Then you get down to like week 12, and it says 14 miles and 20 miles back-to-back days.
Gosh.
You'll probably have to switch some of this stuff around, because I switched it around to fit my personal schedule and stuff. So you'll have to get in there and mix and match and whatever. And the days that say 2 miles, those are supposed to be rest days.
Yeah.
So if you treat them like you could treat them like a rest day. I'm not going to, but
I don't know.
but you know, I think that's a good. I mean, that plan, it worked for me for the full. So I don't know why it wouldn't work for the half if you just cut them in half. The big red line, I had to cut that week out because I misjudged the timeline when I made this.
Oh.
So I just didn't do that week. But it's not like I missed any big long runs anyways.
I think it's funny looking at it, and it's like 7 miles easy. Like, shut up.
That's the pace wise.
I know, but still. 5 miles, easy run. Yeah, right.
Hey, but that's only a 2.5 mile run.
And what's HM? Or like MP?
Half marathon pace. I didn't do that stuff. I just went out and ran the distance.
Gotcha.
Because I did, like, you see some of the workouts there on the Tuesdays.
Yeah, it's like 10 by 1 minute, 5K pace. And
yeah, I would do that. I'm like, this is so stupid. So then I would just run the distance. I'd just get the distance times. But some days you would take it intentionally slower. Some days you would go intentionally harder. But what I did is I went strictly off the way my body felt that day for like 80% of it. Yeah. 80% of the whole prep. I'm like, well, if I feel good, let's go hard. If I feel like garbage, let's dial it back some. Let's still get the distance in, just not worry about the time as much. And that's what was really the big thing for me, is like, you got to get the distance in. It don't matter how long it takes. You got to get the distance in. Don't matter what time of day it is, got to get the distance in. And so that was what was cool for me. So, I mean, I'll probably just reuse that as well. Or I might find something else that I'm kind of like a little different, or see what happens. But what's your goal marathon, half marathon time?
2:15.
2:15.
2 hours, 15 minutes. It'll be 10-minute pace through the whole thing is 2:14. So,
okay.
2:15 is my goal.
Okay.
And like right now, I can manage a 10-minute mile pretty successfully. Mm-hmm. If you look at my last run, you'll probably call me a liar. but there's a funny story to my last run. I can't show the listeners, but it was pretty funny. I went for a run downtown. I parked across from Steam Engine, where you do.
That's the place to be.
And what am I doing here? Nike Run Club. So I run. I was like, I'm going to switch it up, because every run I've done in town, I've gone down
to Twin River Drive.
Yeah, I've done down River Drive. But I was like, I'm going to run down Broadway. And like at probably not even a quarter mile in, there's just this really fat dog with a leash. And it just like, it's on the sidewalk, on the side that I'm on, and he's looking my way.
Are you on the left or right side going to town?
I was on the left side going down Broadway.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to get out in the road so I don't like scare him running up on him and make him like freak out or try to bite me or something.
Yeah.
And then I get out in the road and he starts walking out to the road like all happy. And I pet him for a minute and he was moving real slow. He was a pretty old dog.
Yeah.
And he was big, like Daisy big.
Daisy big.
And he, if you know, you know. But he starts running with me, like, and I had to like dramatically slow down for this dog to be able to keep up with me. But I was talking to him and I called him a good boy, and then he got distracted, and I took off, and then I see, and he had a collar. So I see this family walking downtown, and they have a little dog that looked like the same, but not obese.
Yeah.
And it was off leash. It was just walking with them. And then the guy turns around, looking back where I just came from, where the dog was. And I'm like, oh. And I said, hey, man, is that your dog? He's like, yeah, it was. Is she good or is he good?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, he was running with me there for a minute. And the guy's wife goes, I didn't even know he could run. And I was like, I didn't know I could run. And I kept going. It was funny. And then I got... So I ran until I had to pee.
Yeah.
And I get like a mile down Broadway. I'm like, I have to pee so bad. And I'm trying to think of places that I can just hop in and pee real quick.
There ain't many.
No, there's not. There were none. Everything was closed. Meads was closed.
Yeah.
I didn't want to just like barge in on the Twin and be like, can I please use your bathroom? But, this doesn't show it. So like I kept having to stop and walk because like running hurt my bladder.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to pee. Like as an adult, I've never thought I was going to pee on myself, but I did that day. And then I would start walking and I'd be like, this is taking way too long. I got to run. And so I'd start running again. And it looked like I just got really tired and had all these blocks of running, but I was just trying not to pee. I felt so good that day too. I was mad. And by the time I got back to the truck and got somewhere I could pee, I was like, I'm wore out now. I'm not going back out.
Yeah.
But I still ran like 1.7 miles.
There you go.
It was good. I got scared by a dog, a different dog, like this jacked, like jet black dog. I was running down some side street whenever I decided I needed to find somewhere to pee.
The side streets are sketchy.
Dude.
I should have warned you about the side streets. I'd stay on Broadway and or River Drive.
Yeah.
I wouldn't vary in between them streets.
Yeah, it was not a good idea. This dog was up in this like rundown looking, it looked like nobody lived there, house. And there's all this brush at their fence line, and then they have a staircase from the driveway. Yeah. And this dog is like flinging dirt back like he just used the bathroom, and he's covering it up. And then he sees me and he goes, boom, 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 boom. And he doesn't move for a second, and I kept jogging. I kind of slow down because I'm watching him to see what he does. And then he starts growling. He just lunges, and I took off, dude. Like I hit the jets. And I get to the end of that road, and this lady comes off of her porch. And I don't even think it was her dog, but she just starts yelling at the dog. And I was too freaked out to even stop. I just kept going.
There's the thing about running in Irvin. You got to stay in the well-lit areas. And on Broadway, there's dogs on that road, but they're all tied up. For the most part.
For the most part.
If you go down the side streets, it gets a little sketchy.
It's bad.
It gets a little sketchy. I would stay on Main Street, River Drive, or Broadway. I wouldn't vary off of them roads too much.
I learned quickly.
But so for this half marathon, you and Raina's both signed up for it, and I still need to sign up for it. Are you guys gonna run it together? Or are you gonna kind of do your own thing?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I haven't picked her brain on it yet.
I'm going to do my own thing.
Yeah, I don't expect you to run with me, buddy. We may end up doing our own thing. I'm going to figure out what her goal is. I should have done that before.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a note of that.
A 2:15 goal though. That's reasonable.
RK half marathon goal.
That's very reasonable.
We can-
2:15.
Yeah.
I'm wanting to run a. Let's write this down in stone. Let's shoot for 127.
127.
No, I'll write down 125.
I
125.
was going to say, that's really specific.
125. 125 half marathon. Hold me to it. Gosh dang it, that means I'm going to have to try really hard. Oh, no.
What pace is that?
It's fast.
Fast?
It's like 6:30.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't imagine
The
that.
guy that won it last year ran a 124. That won the whole thing last year. The guy that came in second ran like a 127. I ran my first half. I ran the first half of my marathon in 128
Oh, you got
at
it.
Louisville.
You got it then.
Yeah,
There's no way you don't.
yeah. But I'm looking. Well, I got to train for it. I couldn't do that right now.
Just do the marathon prep again.
I know that ain't happening. That is not happening. That was the hardest. That was the most challenging 15 weeks of my life.
It's crazy.
It got bad.
You were doing this for a lot of it.
I know it. This past month, I feel like I've just been slacking, I guess, because I haven't been. But
Me too.
I think a 125 goal. Golly, that's booking. That's
A
booking.
vastly different goal.
Hey, what I keep telling the kids on the track team, might as well.
Goals are
you're,
goals,
You're
man.
there, might as well go win it. So, shoot, if I win it, they might give me money too.
They might. I
Little
think there are
reimbursement.
prizes.
Yeah. At least get top 3 in the age group. I got to do that right. At least top 3 in the age group.
I feel like I qualify for a different age group. I mean, the Hispanics in North Carolina all thought I was in my 40s, dude. Did I tell you about that?
No.
Bro, before I even took off my hard hat, I said, I made a joke about cervezas, some beer.
Uh-huh.
And one of them was like, sí, más cervezas. I was like, yeah, man. And he said, y tequila. And I was like, no, you won't be at work tomorrow, dude. And he starts laughing. And then they invite me to go drinking with them.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, guys, I can't. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not old enough. And they were all like, well, what do you mean? I don't believe you. Show me your driver's license. So I get my driver's license out. And like 3 of them are looking at it. And at like the same time, they all go, no mames, which is like, no way.
Yeah.
And they're all cracking up laughing. I still have my hard hat on, dude. I still have my hard hat, so they can't even see the hairline. and then I finally get them to calm down. And I'm like, wait. And they just lose it again. They lost it. And the foreman, his name was Luis. He's an iron worker. Shout out Luis. He looks at me and goes, Yako, man, you had a rough life. He was like, it's no good, man. It's no good. And he said, I think you should just maybe give up. And I don't know if he meant life or the hair. Another Gap session.
Yeah.
He's good.
That's funny. Yako Ben.
You had a rough life.
All right, we're killing these goals. Hold us to it,
We're going to
please.
smash these goals.
120, 125. Oh my gosh. That hurts me thinking about it. But we're going to do it. At the track meet today, there was kids, like, it was a state championship, state 2A state meet. And, we kind of sucked it up. We didn't, I think the best we came in, like, any of them was like 16 out of 20 in any of the races and stuff. But we kind of stunk it up. But there was kids that was running the miles. And the kid that won the mile ran like a 4:16.
Oh my gosh.
It's insane.
A 4:16.
The girl that won the 2 mile ran like a 10:40. It's crazy. 10:40.
10:42 mile.
2 mile.
Dude.
It's insane. The guy that won the 2 mile ran a 9:10, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Moving.
Some killers.
Moving. That's all they do, though. I mean, it's crazy.
It's awesome.
The fastest kid there, though, from Harlan County, was in our region. Luke, his name's Luke Kelly. He won the 100 meter and the 200 meter. So that means you're the fastest person at the meet.
Nice.
So, and you look at that kid, he does not look like he'd run fast at all.
Really?
Yeah, he just looks like he's like a regular dude, but he runs super speed. It's insane. From Harlan County.
That's awesome.
Then I saw him afterwards. He had his 2 gold medals on, and he had a Super Mario backpack for like a kindergartner. He was wearing it. I'm like, what in the heck?
Baller.
And the guy's like, bro, you're aura farming. I'm like, I want to go home. Because I walked by and just heard that part of the conversation. I'm like, I want to go home. I've had enough of this. He's got a Super Mario backpack, 2 gold medals, and dude, you're aura farming.
You need to bleep that out like you're swearing both times you say that. That shouldn't be. Our audience shouldn't be able to hear that.
Oh gosh.
Jeez.
But after the meet was over, all the kids went home with their parents. So it was me, Micah, the bus driver, and her little daughter or granddaughter, I don't know.
I've never thought about it that way.
And so there was just us
Never thought about
there
the
was us
coaches.
4 on the bus going home. And we ran by Chipotle, and we got Chipotle on the bus. And so we were eating it like we were sitting diagonal, so we were using the bench seats as tables, eating Chipotle on the way back home. Today was such a wild experience.
I've
my
never thought about
gosh.
the coaches riding alone on the bus. Dude, that's so funny.
We were sitting there. We had all that crap loaded up. We had this big tarp, a huge tarp, and it was soaking wet. It was muddy, soaking wet, and loading that thing up. We loaded it off the bus, and there was still water dripping off of it that we brought home from Lexington with us. Oh, it was bad. But we laid that thing out and got it drying off and all that stuff. But anyways.
Anywho.
All right, so we've got our half marathon goal
Yep.
set. What else we got
What
to
else
talk
did
about?
you have? You had some stuff from our buddy Cole.
Yeah, that's another thing we need more guests.
We do. I was thinking,
Micah Swim really wants to be on.
let's get Mike on, dude.
When do we want to get
Next
him on?
episode.
All right, let's do it. Next episode. Put him on.
We need to.
He said, whenever you want me, you just gotta ask me questions. I said, okay, if you want to get on, you can get on.
Swim.
I've made a whole list of people. We need old Luke Hughes on here too at some point, I think.
Luke Hughes would be good.
Cole wants to be on. We need to get Cole on. Bird wants to be on. I think Mo would be good if you ask him the right questions.
Yeah.
It'd be tough,
not,
though.
it's just,
It'd be tough.
yeah.
But anyways,
We should save him for later. That way we have some experience.
just
But I wanted to step it up to maybe 2 a month
2 guests a month.
and like alternate episodes.
Yeah, I like it.
And then, like, if we have something memorable, like we can try and pull something memorable from each
Yeah.
guest, and then we kind of delve into that a little
Yeah.
bit between guests.
If you want to be on the podcast, leave a comment.
We need to make like a
list.
sign up form,
Sign up
like
sheet.
like we did with our Google Forms,
Yeah.
and just like
Isaac Mullins wants to be on.
we can put it up there, and then we can have like a couple of pre-questions, just like something you would like to talk about.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to be
That's-
recognized for, or like are there any questions you want to ask?
Let's
or-
do that after we get done.
Yeah.
Let's get that rolling.
Let's set that up.
Let's get that rolling. I like that.
I like that we just build our podcast on
while,
the
we're,
podcast.
while we're doing it.
We should have just had me building the chair an hour ago.
We also need to make sure who we're inviting over here, because we don't want to be inviting some random dude into your house. You know it. But But an idea Cole had for us, I think we can get into it, and it can lead into our scripture, actually, kind of. But the power of forgiveness.
Wow.
Power of forgiveness. When you think of that statement, what first comes to mind? I'll put you on the spot.
The first thing that comes to mind is that's a pretty tough fastball for the newlywed. Because I feel like a lot of people wrote in on our little advice cards at the wedding and the wedding shower that forgiveness.
I have a story about that.
Oh boy, is it about Noah?
No.
Oh.
It's about what me and Noah did to one of them.
Oh.
You want me to go ahead and share it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm curious.
Did you happen to read one talking about deodorant?
Yeah.
That had Mason's name on it?
Yeah, you guys did Mason. Dude, I texted him and called him a liar. I called him a liar.
We wrote that, and me and Noah was like, we got to do something funny here. We were writing it down, and we're like, we need to think of something ignorant. All right, advice for the newlywed: always wear deodorant. Good date night. I'm gonna go to Walmart, buy some deodorant.
Yeah.
What's something you should never forget? Never forget to wear deodorant.
Deodorant.
And we wrote it for everything.
It was so funny.
Then it said, yours truly. Then we wrote Mason Kirby at the end of it.
And it looked like his handwriting too. It was mine. And then Noah's was so funny. Dude, I was like, Joey Gladstone? Who is Joey Gladstone? And I was sitting there, I was like, that name is so familiar. And I figure out it's from Full House.
Yeah.
It's Uncle Joey from Full House. I was like, never forget the Alamo? And Brandon was like, who did that? And I was like, Noah. And I immediately text him. And I'm like, are you Joey Gladstone? He's like, yeah.
Never forget the Alamo. I'm the one that told him to write that down.
I cracked up so much. Never forget the Alamo. Whew. But
So stupid.
our more mature friends and family, a lot of them wrote in. Forgiveness was a very important part of
I'm sorry.
marriage.
I forgot about the Joey Gladstone one.
Joey Gladstone was so funny. Oh man, but yeah, forgiveness was a common theme and the advice for newlyweds. Mm-hmm. And me and Lorena are both really patient people. I mean, for the most part, like everybody's got stuff that just aggravates them, pet peeves and stuff. But like for the most part, we're really patient. Like I came home to 2 extra dogs today.
Yeah.
Completely unexpected, but 2 extra dogs in the house. And it wasn't a problem. They're gone already. We found their owners. We didn't just bury them or nothing.
Hey, can you tell Jake's wife that
He's got my dogs.
that he's got my dogs?
But yeah, the power of forgiveness. And then the second thing that comes to mind is that we're all forgiven by our Savior and the ultimate sacrifice.
When I think of the power of forgiveness, I think of the cross. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Because like Jesus dying on the cross forgave, like this is the ultimate sacrifice. And like because of that, we are forgiven for every wrong thing that we ever do and ever will do. Crazy to think about how that one action, that one moment in time, like set our fate. You know, pretty cool. But what does that look like? What does it look like? The power of forgiveness in our lives. I guess that's a good question to ask.
Ooh.
How do we implement that in our life? Because we can say this all day. Oh, we're forgiven from our sins. Jesus forgives us. God forgives us, and we're all this and that. But what's it look like to forgive others? How does that implement in our life? Question for you.
Man, that's a good one. You're not prepared for this.
Me neither. I'm trying to find answers
Implementing
right now.
forgiveness.
Implementing forgiveness.
I mean, the obvious answer is like low-hanging fruit, you know, like just
Don't get mad.
Don't get mad. Be patient with people and forgive. I mean, how many times have we prayed, may we forgive those who trespass against us? Like, practicing that, though, that's tough.
I think a good thing that comes to mind when you talk about forgiveness is that every single person is different. Every single person has something going on. Every single person has emotions. Every single person thinks a different way than someone else. And because they do an action that you might not agree with or that wrongs you, that doesn't give you the right to hold a grudge, because you never know what they're going through. And I think that's also another, you can have it as a two-way thing, is that, well, if you feel that way against people, maybe they'll feel that way against you too when you make a mistake. Because how often do we make mistakes?
All the time.
Every day.
I was about to say, it has to take a lot of patience and forgiveness to love me.
Yeah.
Like, it just has to.
Because I was listening to Theo Vaughn again. I'll mention him again, but he had this retired Las Vegas police officer on. That was a really good episode. It's like 2 hours long, and they were just talking about stories and that guy's experience he was a hostage negotiator and stuff like that. And it was really, really neat to listen to. And that's something that he I forget his name, but that's what he mentioned, was like, even in road rage incidents, even with, like, one of the biggest issues that people have is, like, in life is either like a road rage incident, or like the reason you're getting arrested. Road rage incident, crashes, drunk driving, and domestic violence. And domestic violence being, say me and you got in a fight, like a fist fight, that'd be considered like domestic violence or whatever. Not just, a spouse or whatever, just like.
Didn't know that.
Or he said something about that. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just something. I don't know if I said that right, but.
Oh, well.
Just like little small disputes like that. And that's the big reason, is because people either lose their patience with each other and they just act out aggressively and not like, hold up, that person might be going through something. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt for the most part. Because you never know. Like, because he was talking about how, his job was like, to not have the worst thing happen. If you're negotiating a hostage, or I guess he was actually negotiating, they called it hostage, but people that were like ready to take their own lives and stuff, like talking them off the ledge basically. And he's like, well, what's the worst thing that can happen here? Well, let's not have that happen, or something like that, something along those lines. And just understanding different people's perspectives I think is the best way that you can go about forgiving somebody. Why did they do this action? Did they really mean to do this negative action towards me? Did they really mean to harm me? Did they really mean to hurt me or do me wrong? Or did that just happen because whatever other circumstances? Okay, if it's not that big of a deal, it's like in hindsight, it's like, oh, this guy said something mean to me, but in hindsight, they probably shouldn't have said it. Why am I going to get upset about it? If they shouldn't have said it anyways. Do they really mean it? Do they feel bad about what they did to you? So, I mean, those are all the different things you can look at it. But you also got to look at it both ways. It's like, well, you're always wanting to be forgiving people because, you're forgiven of your sins. But you also need to look at it from a point of view is like, I need to do my best to not do bad to other people and not harm other people with the things you say and things you do and stuff of that nature. So, power of forgiveness, I think that's a good way to look at it from a standpoint of actually forgiving people, is understanding the perspective of the other person and understanding that, they think differently than you, that they do things differently than you, and your way is not always the right way. There's other ways around different problems. I think communicating and working through them together to find the best way possible is the right answer?
Communication. A lot there. That was a good answer. Did you chat GPT that and just like
Off the dome.
crazy? Kind of went into Sonder.
What's that?
Do you know what Sonder is? So Sonder is a emotion or like a feeling of, I mean, to me, it's kind of like a feeling of unity. Almost like a global sense of unity. But Sonder, by definition, is just the like the fact that everyone that you pass, like everyone you see on the street, everyone on the interstate, everyone on I-75 right now, and there's a lot, everyone has a life that's equally as rich in complexity as yours. And everyone that you see has emotions just as deep as yours and problems just as big as yours and all that. And I feel like the kind of unity feeling is a lot, because like it makes me feel like everybody's got problems. Like I'm not alone in that I have problems.
Yep.
And I feel it a lot whenever I've been, like when work's real busy, and I get up in the morning and I get in the truck with my coffee and I head to work. I'm just like, everybody's out there working. Like everybody's out there trying to do the best that they can. And sadly, a lot of people are convinced that the best they can do is not a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I can think of a lot of people I know that are just convinced that they can't do more than they actually can. Like, you have so much, everybody has so much potential.
Yeah.
Like, and another thing that Rogan talks about, he talks about like how you see a homeless person, and like a lot of people will be like, how did you let your life get to that? Like, how didn't you work harder? And then Rogan was like, that's somebody's baby.
Yeah.
Like, that was somebody's baby. Like, somebody gave birth to that person and nurtured them into like a grown person.
Yeah.
It's just, everybody, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of rambling now. But there's a lot of emotions, and like there's a lot of thoughts that follow that with me. Because you think of like everyone around you that you think is better than you is just another person.
Yeah.
Like, you're not.
Like they said in football all the time, well, they put their pads on the same way you do.
Yeah.
They put their pants on one leg at a time. So, I mean, I guess that's a good attitude to have towards things, is that, you know, you shouldn't treat anybody any differently than, well, you'd want to be treated. That's the golden rule, and you wouldn't need to, I don't know, just show compassion to people because you don't know.
I think the power of forgiveness is that I don't deserve forgiveness. I don't think in really any form, like I don't deserve forgiveness from Raina for not remembering anything ever.
Yeah.
But I don't remember anything ever, and she puts up with me. Like, I had to ask her probably 100 different times when our wedding shower was.
Yeah.
Because I just couldn't.
Didn't know.
I'd ask her every other day probably. But like, I don't deserve forgiveness. I don't deserve the forgiveness that I have from Jesus dying on the cross at all. God, I could never repay that. I could never earn that forgiveness. So I should probably make it a priority to go out of my way to forgive people. And I think it'll pay dividends for you if you practice that.
Well, I got another thing to go on to here. So I think a lot of the times that, another idea from Cole Willis, shout out, a lot of times that we talk about, or we struggle to forgive somebody is because of resentment we hold towards that person or towards that action that they did to us or that wrongdoing they did us. So what's it look like to let go of resentment? How do you go about that? Letting go of resentment.
Forgive.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess I can kind of talk about this a little bit. Hopefully I don't offend anybody.
if you feel the
Listening.
need to, you can always cut it out.
Yeah, that's true. So my senior year of high school baseball, I had like probably 12 at bats or something like that, and I didn't play. I sat the bench most, like 95% of the games I didn't play. I was just on the bench. And Dad was always like, Gabe, do I need to say something to the coaches? Do I need to, say something? It's like, this just isn't right that you're not playing. Like, it just isn't right. And I said to him, Dad, I don't think this is a big enough deal to ruin a relationship over. I think we just need to let it ride out, and I'm fine with whatever happens. And so I kind of had some built up resentment to, I don't know, kind of baseball and kind of to because for me, I felt like I was wronged. Whether I should have been playing or not, who knows, who cares. But for me personally, I kind of felt like I was being wronged by not getting the chance, not getting the opportunity, right? And not getting a fair shot at it is what I thought. I didn't think I was ever getting a fair shot at it. But it's the past. It's the past. Who cares now? I mean, I'm happy with what happened to me, and without them lessons, I probably wouldn't have been where I haven't made it to where I am now. But, it's just I felt like I never got the right opportunity. But also something in me was like telling me I don't need to hold a grudge against these people for not giving me the chance of, you playing baseball. Just like it's just that I feel like I kind of look back at that and I'm like, I don't want to sound like I'm tooting my own horn or anything, but I feel like I could have held a grudge over that a lot easier, or that would have been very easy to hold a grudge over. But I just looked at it, I'm like, well, they didn't think I was the best possible fit. I mean, that's their opinion. They're entitled to it, and it is what it is. I still went into the practices and stuff and did the best I could, but, sometimes things don't pan your way, and that makes you work harder for other things. And that was another big eye-opener for me, looking in the mirror. I'm like, why am I'm not getting the chance to actually get out here and play. Why is it? Let's take a look at myself, Let's take a look at myself. It's like, well, Gabe, you're 285 pounds. You can't run to first base in under 7 seconds. Like, like, so it's stuff like that. And that kind of gets you on the right track of like, well, maybe I do need to change something here. But that's not all. That was just my experience in that, of whether I could have held that and been like, oh, woe is me, and let's just I don't want to deal with those people anymore because they didn't take a chance on me. They didn't. I'm just gonna hate them for forever because they didn't like me in high school or something like that. Like, that's just stupid. There's no reason to burn a bridge to ruin relationships with good people. Mm-hmm. They're good people. There's no need to ruin relationships with that and go get mad at them for them not playing me when it's literally they're the coach. They have the right to play whoever they want to, So that's just not, for me, I felt like that wasn't right to even just say anything. So we didn't do nothing, and, it worked out for the best for me anyways, in my life. And it's taught me lessons that, hey, if you want something, you actually got to go out and get it yourself. You actually got to go out and work for it because it's not going to be given to you.
Yeah.
With anything, a lot of things in your life aren't going to be given to you, so you actually got to go work for it. But that was a good lesson for me, and I feel like that's an opportunity in my life that I could have been held resentment towards people, and I didn't. There are other situations in my life that, I kind of have resented people And so what's that looking like, getting rid of that resentment? I don't know. That's a good question to think about.
Getting rid of resentment really sucks, because to get rid of resentment, I feel like you have to make a lot of, I guess, like...
You got to take a good long look in the mirror, don't you?
Yeah, that. You've also got to tell yourself some truth.
Yeah.
And you've got to be like, okay, I was wrong for thinking I hate this person for whatever wrongdoing they did to me.
Yeah.
And, like, to think, like, resentment, holding a grudge, to think, like, I'm never going to play well with this person again because of this. If you want to go about fixing that, to build your relationship with that person, you've got to tell yourself, like, you've got to figure out a lot of stuff with yourself. Like you said, you've got to look in the mirror, and you've got to be like, okay, maybe I did something, I communicated poorly with this person, and they didn't understand where I was, and I didn't understand where they were, so we were both mad at each other, and they did this to me. I have to tell them that I could have done things better.
Yeah.
And that I wish we both could have done things better. Let's be better in the future.
Yeah.
And that's a really, like, that takes a lot to even say, yeah, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Is difficult for everybody. I really don't care who you are. I feel like it's got to be difficult for everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to be wrong.
Yeah. Say, hey, I've screwed up. I'm not right in this situation here, and it's a hard thing to do, to say that, hey, I messed up. Hard thing to do.
You got anything else over there?
But letting go of resentment, like, that's something I think we need to work on as people, and I think the first step of that is say, hey, let's take a step back. Let's look at myself, and why am I hating this person? Is it from something that they actually did to me, or is it just my perspective on this situation that I feel like I've been done wrongly? And either they think they're doing the best they can, or it's just a lot of times it's communication is really what it is. Is not being able to talk to one another, and like
TK talked about.
Like today, Mom, they held a retirement party for Jill Barnett.
Yeah.
And she didn't even know about it. It's
Really?
her party, and she didn't even know about it. Nobody communicated it to her. There was supposed to be a surprise party, and she said
She was surprised.
It's supposed to be a surprise party, and they're like, "Hey, make sure that she's here." And nobody made sure that she was there. So she didn't show up. And Mom texted her. She's like, "Oh, we missed you. Like, we missed you today." She's like, "What's going on? Nobody told me." It's just like such a simple act of communication could have fixed that whole problem. So, like, I don't know, but yeah, where are we at time wise? Beautiful, beautiful. I think we can get into scripture. We're 7:5.
Yeah.
Let's see, James 1:19. 19 through 27. So this goes along with kind of what we were talking about with forgiveness and letting go of resentment and just overall patience in general. I'll read it out here. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. How often do we do the complete opposite of that?
Very.
We're talking fast, not listening, and getting angry quick. But quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry, because human anger does not produce the righteousness that God desires. Therefore, get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Do what the word says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone who looks at his face in a mirror and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. But whoever looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues in it, not forgetting what they have heard, but doing it, they will be blessed in what they do. Those who consider themselves religious and yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongues deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless. Religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless as this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress and keep oneself from being polluted by the world. There's a lot to go in on that. Basically say, hey, don't be a hypocrite. Don't just hear things, do things as well. How often do we get on, well, I know for me anyways, how often do I get on here and talk about stuff and not actually back it up?
Not practice.
And not practice it.
Guilty.
This calls me out right here. And James is telling me, hey Gabe, do better. Don't merely listen to the word. Actually, do what it says. He says anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like someone looking in a mirror and forgetting what they look like. How spooky is that? I mean, it's
weird.
But there he says this. Look after orphans and widows in their distress and keep oneself from being polluted by the world. So, you want just not being polluted by the world, and I don't know where I'm going with this.
26 is a scary verse. Those who consider themselves religious and yet do not keep a tight rein on their tongues deceive themselves, and their religion is worthless.
Yeah.
Worthless.
It's
terrifying. How easy is it to get mad
and just say something that you don't mean,
that you immediately regret?
Yeah.
But now you're mad and you've done all this and you've said it, so you've got to back it up and go with it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's spooky. I mean, that calls us out. That calls me out. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. They always said, or at least when we were little playing football, something, oh, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use your ears more than your mouth. Which, I mean, that's backing it up right
that's
there.
What I was thinking about.
You got to, listen to other people, right? You got to be understanding of other people and learn how to communicate properly and not get angry when something bad happens to you. It's like, I feel like today this morning I kind of lost my cool a little bit. I mean, I do this a lot when I've gotten a lot better when people's around me, of controlling my emotions and controlling what I do and how I act. But like when I'm by myself, either playing video games or just just driving, I might get a little angry every now and then. Have some flare-ups and start yelling. But like, it's like,
I feel like that's a little different.
I guess.
Like if you're in your car driving, as long as you're not like, I hate you, and flipping the bird.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're just frustrated and you let something out.
Yeah.
It might, I don't know.
But it's still the principle of it, because like, you want to be doing the best you can at all the times that you can be doing it, and you're going to fail at that. But it's just kind of, I just think of instances today where I've, might have done something or said something that I probably shouldn't have said or done, to a different individual, or just stuff like that, or not had the right tone or attitude towards certain situations just because, I'm tired, just because I'm upset for whatever this reason. Just because I'm tired and I'm upset doesn't give me the right to show that negative emotion to someone else, So you got to look at yourself a lot of times and like, well, just because you're worked up in this situation, that doesn't give you the right to make someone else worked up, to bring someone else down with you. I mean, if you're in this low moment, don't bring someone else down low with you.
Yeah.
That
we
makes sense.
talked with Andrew about that.
Yeah.
I hate to do this right now. Do you want anything from Zaxby's?
Mm-mm.
Okay, we're just getting food.
I'm good. Zaxby's? What's she going to Richmond for?
I don't know.
Just 'cause.
Just 'cause. But with what you said, I had something that I was waiting to say. Mm-hmm. Now it's gone.
Chicken called.
The more that you practice when you're alone, and not that you're pretending when you're around other people.
Yeah.
But the more that, like, if I'm completely alone and I'm striving to be the person that I want to be, then it's going to be way easier in front of people.
Yeah.
Like if I'm trying to hold my tongue and I'm trying to watch what I say, and my devotions have been, they've kind of been focused on like the power of your words, and like how the word is your sword and shield. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Ephesians talks about that.
yeah, and it's true. And the more you are centered, and the more you feed that, like Andrew says, like the more you feed your religion alone, the easier it is to help feed other people. That religion, help to share that that love.
Yeah. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. What's our time looking like? They cannot see us anymore.
No, we're calling, bro. Your shorts are not a problem anymore.
We've gone for 83 minutes.
83 minutes. It's
But,
not bad.
Not a bad little episode. I think we need to implement something new.
Oh, let's implement something.
At the end of our things. I was listening to that same podcast from Theo Vaughn, and the guy was talking about, do you pray for your future, like for your future, for the people in your life, for the future things in your life? And I got to thinking, I'm like, I don't pray enough. I think we need to pray at the end of these. I think we need to implement that, and I think I need to implement praying more, because because a lot of times we sit, it's like, well, we'll pray when something bad's happening. We don't often pray when good things are happening too. Yeah. So I feel like we need to pray at the end of these now, and we can wrap it up if you want to wrap it up. Cool. We got any other topics to talk about?
I don't think so. We've hit a lot.
We've hit a lot.
We've been all around. I think, gosh, kind of to wrap it up, and I won't very well, but Russ Swim is a goofball. We're going to have Micah on. Sorry, Russ. Big shout out, though.
We need to get Bird on, too. He needs to be on.
We want to do more guests,
yeah.
And we're going to work on kind of a guest setup,
yeah,
to kind of record that,
yeah,
and have something a little more official.
Yeah.
Me, Gabe, and Raina are going to run a half marathon in Somerset.
9:20.
Gabe's going to be a killer, and he's going to run it in under 1 hour and 25 minutes.
That's going to be hard.
Saying it right here. I'm speaking it into existence. That's going to be so hard. And I am hopefully going to make my goal of 2 hours and 15 minutes. A much different goal, but I'll still be proud to complete it. And Cole Willis helped us out a lot. Shout out to Cole.
Shout out Cole. We got a big baseball game tomorrow.
The power of forgiveness. That was a really good topic.
I think so too.
Forgiveness is a good thing.
Yeah.
We don't talk about good things enough. There's a lot of power in your forgiveness, and that's something that only you can choose to do for other people. Nobody, like somebody may apologize, like I'm sorry, that's just how my mother-in-law is. I love you, Jill. Mother-in-law jokes are just funny. But like somebody can apologize for you, but how like, sorry, that's just my brother. He just gets into bar fights. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Sorry, he just gets a pool stick and goes crazy. He just loses his mind.
You can't do that. Only you can ask for forgiveness for yourself, and like only you can forgive when people wrong you.
Yeah.
And you've got that power to do that. And you should. That's like Jesus came here and made an example of forgiveness and sacrifice, and we should strive to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about Sonder a little bit, my favorite emotion of feeling like, just feeling unity and that everyone has a very complex life. And like, you may see, there's a deer.
There is a deer.
It's freaking out.
Come here, deer.
Sorry. They're, today I've been around so many people that have so many problems.
Mm-hmm.
And we never even talked about our problems. Yep. Like I don't even know for sure that they have them.
Mm-hmm.
But they're here.
Yeah.
And they're showing up. They're doing life.
Mm-hmm.
They have problems. So
yeah.
It's a good thing to keep in mind. And that makes forgiveness a little easier to know that you don't deserve all the forgiveness that you have. Mm-hmm. But you've still been forgiven a lot.
Well, cool.
How you want to run this prayer?
I'll pray.
You want us to both pray?
If you want to. I mean, I'll pray, you pray.
I'll let you pray first.
All right, then I'll wrap it up and you can finish out. Squeeze hands like we do youth group.
Squeeze hands?
No, that's a joke. I'll pray, then you can finish it out, then I'll play. Then we'll play the song and
okay.
Wrap it up.
Okay, I like it.
All right, dear God, thank you for letting us get here and just come together and shoot this podcast. I want to thank you for everyone that's listening to it. Hopefully they found it helpful, and hopefully we could glorify you through it. We love you. We thank you for Jesus. We thank you for that ultimate sacrifice that you gave to us. You gave your son to us so that we get the chance to go to heaven and be with you. I love you, God. I thank you for Jake being here with me tonight and just getting here and having a good conversation and just talking about some good topics and hopefully helping other people out and helping ourselves out too. We love you. Thank you for everything you give to us.
God, thank you for another opportunity. I can't say thank you enough for the sacrifices that you've given us with your son, and I can't say thank you enough for having so many blessings in my earthly life. And God, I hope that me and Gabe will touch someone tonight, and I hope that we have spoken good things in your name, God, and I hope that we can be a resource to people, that they can grow closer to you. And God, I hope that we can grow closer to you. And God, I thank you for Gabe. This podcast would not be here without Gabe helping us get started, and obviously without you, God. We always want to be driven by you. And Father, we appreciate the opportunity to share your love. In Christ's name we pray.
Amen. I like that.
Good.
I'll go throw this chair back, put it in second gear or whatever.
Put it in sport mode. We love you.
Jesus loves you.
Peace out.
Be good to your brother.